Hi, what up, YouTube? This is No Cap, No Filter. I'm your host, Molly G, back at y'all on another episode of Run It With You. And today we got to run it about Derrick Groves, man. Derrick Groves, he's been captured as of recently. He was in Atlanta. A lot of people, for whatever reason, thought this man was out the country. One of the most wanted men in America that has escaped in the New Orleans Parish prison has been wanted heavenly throughout this whole country, and people just really thought this man was going to escape the country, like be in Canada, be in Cuba, be in Brazil somewhere. Like, I don't know how people just thought. Yeah, I guess people just thought he had a little submarine or some type of boat or something, but because he definitely wasn't flying. But it's been a lot of memes been going around. There's been a lot of jokes going around. It's been this guy in pictures and with weave and maybe some AI photos are going around of him, but he's caught the attention of a lot of people. Some people are actually rooting for him. Like this guy even, actually murdered people, and this guy is getting rooted for like he's just in jail, for something that a crime that he didn't commit. And there's been like another narrative where his grandma was, done wrong by the police, and he avenged her death by going killing, the cops who, did wrong by her. Like you could check out the full story. I had read up on it, but it was just so long ago that I forgot the exact details of it. But that was a false story. Like this guy has, murdered people just during a night of Mardi Gras. So, but other than that, a lot of the females they're going crazy of him because they find him attractive, and it's you know that kind of go hand in hand when it comes to toxic men, when it comes to men with a criminal history, convicted felons, convicts. Women are attracted to these guys more because it's a turn on for them. It's a rush for them. They equate gangster with masculinity. They equate being able to cuss them out with knowing how to handle them. They equate, them being able to talk in a certain tone as, you know, him being putting his foot down. They like all that. But nonetheless, he's been captured. This a little bit of footage that's been going around. We're gonna go ahead on to react to it together. Without further ado, let's get into it, man.
Police kept us back as they were in the middle of a standoff with Groves, trying to get him out of this home. Then my photographer, Leonard Ragland, saw deputies near the scene give each other high fives. Then the officer who kept us back left. Of course, we knew what to do, so we moved down close to the scene, and that's when I saw Groves in handcuffs surrounded by officers. This is the video I shot with my iPhone. Groves seemed cooperative as officers placed him in a patrol unit. Of course, he is the convicted double murderer who escaped from a New Orleans prison along with 9 others back in May. Officers say they got a tip from New Orleans that he was here on Honeysuckle Lane. Neighbors say they noticed undercover officers surveilling the home the last couple of days.
Now they say they got the tip from New Orleans, but now it's been more news coming out that the girl that was harboring him actually gave the tip because neighbors had heard them arguing that morning. So I guess things got heated. He must have said or did something that she really didn't like. She probably got tired of taking care of him and doing all this and that for him, because I'm pretty sure if you harboring one of the most uh biggest fugitives in the country, he can't really go outside. So you basically got to do damn near everything for him. And I guess she was getting sick and tired of that. Like, he can't go to work and get a job. He can't really just make money like that. So, I guess she got fed up with certain things. Words were being exchanged. She probably felt underappreciated, and she just gave him up. But one thing she don't realize is she's been harboring him. So that's going to come with a crime in itself. So wasn't the smartest idea. And it's funny because a lot of people got memes going around that the Saints had just won their first game. You can't expect a nigga from New Orleans not to just be screaming and shouting for too long, especially in Atlanta. And Atlanta residents, of course, they Falcons fan, gave him up. But yeah, man, it's a lot of joking around going on the internet right now. But a lot of the females are saying, man, he look freedom. He like an innocent man to me. Free him. You know, he could have came by me. I would have never gave him up. And a lot of this comes from, you know, him being a felon, him being from New Orleans. He probably got the accent. Well, he do got the accent because I heard him speak in one of the videos. He was like he want to go back where he from. He tatted up, light skinned, it tall, so it fit the mo. You know, and one thing about our people, bro, we gonna we gonna always, you know, root for the wrong things until it hit our doorstep, until it hit home. Because this guy murdered two people, but if that was our close cousin, if that was our best friend, oh, we would want justice. You know, we want him to die. But since it wouldn't, nobody that we know, oh, free him, man. Oh, I was rooting for him. He could have kept going on the run longer. Oh man, he was in Atlanta this whole time. He dumb. He should have been all the way over here. Or he could have stayed by me. I could have kept him nice and tucked, and nobody would have never found out. Now people want to know what the race of his girl is. They want to know if she's light skinned or dark skinned, just like they had parlays wondering who's going to be the last man standing, and Groves was the last man standing. They probably got parlays on if she's dark skinned or light skinned. But these are the conversations in our culture, sadly to say, bro. These are the type of stuff that we worry about, you know, and it's always the wrong things. But you know, I'm just here to share light, man. I'm talking about it just like everybody else. But let's go ahead on and continue.
SWAT was called out today, but Groves refused to come out. Police say they deployed a number of gas canisters in the home to get him out.
We deployed a number of canisters of gas to help move him throughout the house, which he moved to the basement of the house. Soon after, Clayton County K-9 was deployed in the crawl space of the location and found him in that crawl space.
And take another look at the home Groves was found in. It is demolished. You can see the garage door that's out, windows are out, all in an effort to get Groves out of this home. As Groves left the scene in a patrol car, he screamed something to the effect of, "I'm sorry, I don't want to go back to prison," or something like that. But whatever he said, he is indeed headed back to prison. I'm working to share that video for you coming up on Channel 2 Action News at 5. We are live in Southwest.
And it's crazy because they the judge had told him, well, you know, New Orleans got to come get you. Do you want to be here or do you want to be in New Orleans? Something along those lines. And he was like, man, I want to go where I'm from. And a lot of people was like, well, shit, he planning his new escape right now. Because this guy has escaped multiple times. Like, this not his first rodeo escaping, if you haven't known. I believe this guy escaped like 2 times before this one right here. So he's a master at escaping prison. For whatever reason, they just can't keep this guy locked down. So, man, I don't know how long he was gone for. Maybe like what, a good 3-4 months. And that probably was the best 3-4 months he had in a long time. And you know, he gonna reminisce about this, and he gonna be a legend when he go to jail. He gonna have plenty of stories to tell. A lot of people are gonna be coming up to him, and his time ain't as bad. But he gonna be missing these nights that he had these past couple of months, man. Eating a lot of good food. I would like to think, getting fresh. I doubt he was just out like that, You know, maybe by certain close people, but other than that, sure, I know he gonna miss getting some ass. I can tell you that right now. But he probably be getting some in the jailhouse, because a lot of these women that work in a jailhouse, believe it or not, they get down. There was actually one guy in DC. I think he impregnated like at least 3-4, you know, females that work in a jailhouse, and this happens way more than you would like to think. And it's just sad how our women, you know, just open their bodies up to the wrong men, and then when things don't work out, they say men is the problem. Let's continue.
Atlanta, Tom Jones, Channel 2 Action News.
Tom, thank you so much for that update. Now we've got more details on the jailbreak. Authorities had 9 inmates back in custody by mid-July. All 9 pleaded not guilty to escape charges. Last May, the sheriff of Orleans
Too
Parish
easy.
partly blamed that jailbreak on staffing issues and a faulty design. And she called it an inside job, though only one of the dozen people arrested for aiding in the escape actually worked at the jail.
Well, I mean, that's it, man. All I can say about that is, you know, when it comes to our women, it's a lot of factors on why, you know, they see men of such, you know, status as, you know, the man that they want, the man that they desire. And a lot of that got to do with what they equate to. They equate, you know, going out there, risking your life, putting your life on the line, being about that, being real. They equate that is being masculine. They equate that being a real man. They equate that is, you know, you going out there making your money. You ain't sitting on your ass. You know, and one thing about women, they like fast money. One thing about women, they like excitement. One thing about women, they like sporadicness. They like, you know, what's the word I'm looking for? But they like spare the moment type of things. And the average 9 to 5 man, they're gonna be looked at as a square to them. And like I always say, this go to a primal thing. You know, if back in the day if we was all warriors, they gonna want the man who was the most warriors, that got the most bodies, killing the most other type of men around other tribes with a spear. They're gonna want the guy who get the most savage, because to them that brings them the most likelihood of protection. And a lot of women want what other women want. So if a lot of other women gonna want and desire that man, they're definitely gonna want that man as well. So it's no different from the spears and the savageness all the way up to the now with guns and the gangsters. You know, it's a security attraction. You know, it's a masculinity attraction. You know, no matter how much of a dog they're going to be. And sometimes being a dog, you know, that adds to the plot for these women, because a lot of these women feel like they got the main character syndrome, and that does nothing but adds to the plot. Now, as far as, you know, Derrick Groves concerned, I mean, the man about to go spend the rest of his life in jail. Whatever time he had is going to be more years added on top of that. And I bet he would feel like it's well worth it. If he had the chance to do it again, he's definitely doing it again. But you know, it's going to be interesting to see how they, you know, come up with ways to try to stop this from happening. Like, are they going to just have things in set to where, you know, they're going to build a Fort Knox? But at the end of the day, if it's an inside job, it's an inside job. But it's kind of interesting to see how. I wouldn't be surprised if they made a Tubi movie like this. Like, I would definitely watch a Tubi movie like this. Just to have them breaking out, have them plotting and planning, because I like breakout type of stuff. Like, I watched the Shawshank Redemption. I watched a couple of movies that, you know, had Escape from Alcatraz. Like, I like all that type of stuff. I like to see the plan come together, and I like to see how the execution come together. Who's gonna get away? Who's gonna, you know, get caught? Who's gonna die? Who's gonna stay alive? I like to see that type of stuff, and it'll just be interesting to see a movie like a Tubi movie, but him going from New Orleans and making it all the way to Atlanta. But let me know what y'all think down in the comment section below, man. What's y'all thoughts on this? From what I just spoke on, why you think women are attracted to guys like this? Why you think our culture roots for stuff like this? You know, especially when it doesn't hit home. Because, like I say, when it doesn't hit home, it is not one of your loved ones getting, you know, any wrongdoings done to them. Oh, it's all fun and games. But when it is done to them, when it does hit home, when it's at your front door, it's a different story. That's hypocritical, bro. That's hypocrisy at its finest. But that's our culture. But let me know what y'all think down in the comment section below. Go ahead and subscribe if you're not subscribed yet. Go ahead on and like the video if you enjoyed the video. Go ahead and hit the hype button, help out with the algorithm. If you want me to speak on anything, go ahead on and hit up the email, nocapnofilter7@gmail.com. If you want me to react to another video like this, go ahead on and send it to the email, nocapnofilter7@gmail.com. And until next time, I'm out.